I want to ask Baba Wade. If you've read Baba Wade's works through the years, you will see that he has been extremely diligent and disciplined and intentional about the use of African constructs to express our sense of who we are and our humanity. There's a difference between the texture of a word in terms of its meaning and the architect of a word in terms of its hearing. And it is that deep distinction about the texture of meaning that I want to turn to you, Wade, and ask you to give us some insight in terms of the power of language, the use of language, the challenge of language, and how that speaks to what it means for us to understand who we are as being human.
Well, you know, I think that when I'm sitting here, especially listening to my mother, it's almost like I want to demand that we quiet ourselves and say nothing else and let her message resonate, because words sound, and sound is energy, and energy is spirit, and spirit vibrates and resonates, and at some point we have to reclaim that communication system. The little things that I've done in my work is try to take authority for defining the reality of African people, because all our education has made us bow down to someone else's authority as if it were universal. And so we never recognize, and we can respect people's perspectives as a perspective, but we were taught to recognize that that's the universal voice. And so we speak their voice. And when we speak their voice, we carry the weight of their civilization. And so it's important that we begin to reclaim African language, African terminology, African concepts that allow us to bridge into the weight of our civilization. And so I use a lot of my time trying to rescue just single words that resonate, because power is the ability to define reality and to have other people respond to your definition as if it were their own. Someone simply stood up and said, "You are a nigger." And the moment we accepted that reality, we became niggers. The moment we accept the reality that we are African, or more correctly, Africa teaches us that we are spirit. We are actually divine spirit housed in a human container, having a human experience. And so the experience, the container, and the essence has to be aligned. We have no control over the experience or the container. We can reactivate the essence. And that's the point that I want to try to keep inviting myself to remember.